Did it give me a notice that we're recording? Does anyone, Kyle,
Yeah.
is it
You're
recording? I
good.
didn't
It
get a
just
notice.
it
Okay,
doesn't
perfect.
yell at you anymore with it.
It doesn't yell at me? Okay, I just want to make sure. Thank you. All right.
And
Well,
then I'm still seeing your screen. Oh, perfect. There it is.
okay. Are we
You're
good? Can you
perfect.
see? I
Yes.
want you guys to be able to see this. All right.
Beautiful.
You guys, we have a really special guest today, and this is Miss Jenny Kuzbek. She is actually out of Colorado Springs. So she is here with all of us that live in Colorado Springs, the Gaines crew and the Kuchara crew. But welcome to you, Jenny Kuzbek. I'm going to introduce her and just some really fun stats here in a moment, but this is her lovely family. I hope those are all your girls. I saw a lot of pictures, Jenny, with girls, but I think those are your girls, right?
Yep, those are
Okay.
them. Good job.
Whew.
Yep.
Okay, because there were a lot of pictures. I was trying to surprise you and I didn't want to ask. Um, and then you'll see her here as well with her husband, Chad, and they are running now together the Kuzbek agency. So really, really, really fun. But I am really excited to have you on our call with us today, Jenny. So welcome to you. I'm going to stop my screen share and we're going to go through some stats and numbers. Okay. Are we all good? Kristen, we're looking proper. Okay. All right, Jenny, I'm going to have you, I'm going to do a little bit of introduction, and then I'll have you kind of take over. But you guys, Jenny and I have a little bit of a backstory that I want to share with you right out of the gate. Um, Part of this story is a little bit embarrassing for me, so I'm going to be pretty upfront with you guys about it. But so Jenny lives in Colorado Springs, and Jenny will tell you a little bit about what she was doing prior to finding Symmetry. But I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek. But prior to finding Symmetry, Jenny was part of something called Traveling Vineyard. And it was a company that went around and did like wine tastings. And so through a mutual friend, I went to a wine tasting that my friend was hosting, and Jenny was running it. And then I went ahead. I was like, "Oh my word, this is the most fun thing I've ever done." So Jenny came to our house and did a wine tasting with a bunch of friends that I invited, and that's how I got to know Jenny is because she came to my house like 10, 12, 10, 10 years ago. I think we decided, Jenny, it was like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. It was a long time ago. And then we had a great time. And then we kind of lost touch. Okay. And we're friends on Facebook, but as some of you know, I have not been super vocal on social media about what I do. If any of you have been around for a while and you've seen the talk that Sarah Reinecke and Jamie Susie have done about being a secret agent, that has been me a little bit. And I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but I want to be vulnerable and transparent with you because Jenny's company that she ended up not being with them anymore, and she'll tell you a little bit why. But Jenny didn't know really anything about what it is that I do. And maybe had Jenny known about what I do, or had I been paying close enough attention to finding out that Jenny wasn't going to be doing Traveling Vineyard anymore, Jenny might be part of our team. She might be part of our agency had she known or had I known. But because I am quiet, ashamedly so, a little bit quiet about it, Jenny is now um, a rising star in Symmetry. Okay. And so I want to tell you a little bit about her. Um, she came to Symmetry in January of 2024. She has earned the title of top producer. She became an agency owner in January of 2026, and she became an agency director in March of 2026. And you guys, this woman is a rock star. Jenny and her newest AO, Morgan, were just on the Wayland master call last month, I think it was, with her upline, Martina Jedlika. And like these numbers, you guys, that I took notes on, I watched that call on Saturday afternoon, and I was blown away. Like, so impressed, Jenny. Your 2024 submit business, submit guys, we're gonna go through submit numbers. January 2024, so she had all of 2024 basically here. 165,000 submit personally. Her team, because she started building basically immediately, 236,000. So in 2025, she went from 165 personal to 259. The team did 236 in 24 and 654 in 2025, like more than doubled. So far, year to date, the numbers I got from Martina, 110,000 personally. She did 259 all of last year. I should have made a slide about this. And then so far, year to date, 315 for the team, and they did 654 last year. So, like I was telling Jane, like this doubling effect is like insane. You have a massive, like massively high issue paid rate. And like so her placed numbers, guys, they're huge. They're placing as a team between 78 and 85% as a team. And Jenny, you're a massive part of that. Do you mind if I share your deposits so far?
No, that's fine.
Okay, guys, listen to these numbers. 2024, she deposited in her bank 71,000 her very first year. Second year, deposited 155,000 in year 2, and year 3, I think just for quarter 1, 73,000. So we're talking to somebody who's going somewhere. And she could have been part of our team, but she's not. She's part of another team. But I'm so happy you found symmetry, and so happy for like you and your family. And am I going to start posting now? Probably should, but I already missed out on Miss Jenny. So got to find somebody else. But anyway, Jenny, welcome to you. You're a rock star, and I'm so impressed by you. And I'm so honored to be hosting you today.
Well, goodness, that's quite the introduction. Thank you so much for having me on the call. I'm like honored and humbled. It's crazy to hear those numbers because when you're doing it, it doesn't, it doesn't feel like it. You're just pushing, pushing.
Right?
But yes, thank you for having me. So yes, I'm direct to the Jedlickas, to Jacob Pogue, and then Marshall Wayland. And I'm really thankful for where I am, of course. It's been great, and they're wonderful, wonderful people. It's an amazing agency, but I am so sad that I'm not part of Jennifer's team because, as you guys know, she has got the biggest heart and just, so amazing. And it would have been awesome to be here with all of you guys, but it's all
The,
good.
well, thank you. And the really cool thing is, where no matter where people are in symmetry, we're all on the same team, technically. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what is so beautiful about this. And, now that obviously we've known this for a while now, but, it's more fun now to be kind of intentional about the relationship and kind of just building and growing together still, even though we're technically not on the same team. So,
Yeah.
anyway, tell us a little bit, just briefly, and welcome also to Chad. Your husband is on the call with us as well. I think I saw him. So welcome to you, Chad. We're glad that you're here too. But tell us a little bit, Jenny, about what you were doing prior to finding symmetry.
Okay. So just like to go back a little bit, I was a teacher, and then I was a stay-at-home mom. I had my three girls in 3 years, in my 30s, and I was lucky enough to be a stay-at-home, or fortunate enough to be a stay-at-home mom. My husband quit his corporate job at 27 and started his own small civil engineering firm. And so I was really fortunate to be able to stay home with them. But then I had to go back to work and I started teaching and I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I don't have it. I loved it when I did it. Like it was so good, but I had no patience for anybody else's children once I had my own. And I was used to like, the time freedom. And I
Mhm.
found Traveling Vineyard, which was a direct selling company. And it was awesome. I had such a good run. I started in 2014. And yeah, I think Jennifer hosted for me like in the beginning, like 2014, 15. So it's been a while. And it was great. I mean, I was at the top of the company. I went on all the trips.
Mm.
And I started to see the writing on the wall, like a lot of other direct selling companies. Even though my sales were the same, my team sales were like plummeting. And this also goes to team building here. I was a top seller there, but I still made more money, just money wise from my team.
Mm.
And that's really what I actually missed the most. Not only the wine, but is my team from there. That was really fulfilling for me. But, anyways, the company was going down. I could see it. So I had been looking sort of like on LinkedIn for a while, well, a couple months. Actually, not even a few weeks. And so I started looking in October. And then I think I found this like the first week of December of 2023. And I talked to Martina. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is what I'm doing. I was like one of
Mm.
those people that jumped. I think I had a ski trip and then I went, like, I signed up the next day
Wow.
as soon as I could. So I was like, this is what I want to do. I had butterflies in my stomach because I wanted time free. I knew
Mm.
I needed to work hard, but anyways, I needed time freedom. I don't want a boss. So,
Yeah.
and then when I saw that I could have ownership, I was like, great. So I came in knowing that I wanted to build a team. It was a little exhausting to think about doing it again after I had just done it for the last 10 years. But yeah, so I went for it and
Mm.
and here I am.
Here you are. Here you
Yeah.
are. It's so fun. Traveling Vineyard was a really cool concept, and their wine was delicious, and the parties that you put on were so much fun. And I love that you some people like we talk about. Some people come here with more experience than others. You didn't come here with any insurance experience whatsoever, but you did come here with just that history and knowledge and experience of building a team and what that was like and what it meant and what it could do for you. Both financially and also, I know when we chatted, like it just seeing other people win is something that really it fills your soul. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just so um rewarding to see other people jumping in and winning and finding and getting what they want and need from this. And so you did come here with just some team building experience, but again, zero insurance experience. Tell us a little bit about what it was like for you when you first started. So, like just basic kind of stuff. What kind of leads were you buying when you first started? Did you start like other people on some of the bonus leads? Or were you just somebody that somehow miraculously or mysteriously started on A leads? I don't know. Not many
Oh,
people
I
do
did
that,
not.
but
And I have some notes here. So if I look down, that's why. So yeah, so I started dialing like that first week in January. I was like ready to go. I didn't had like I was a little not so settled on my script. But anyways, I'm a fail forward kind of person. So I just jumped in. I started with the bonus leads. I know I did a minimum of 250 a week, a minimum. 250 a week. It was hard. I was completely
mm,
humbled. I think the hardest part for me was actually how boring it was in the beginning. Like there was no funnel, there was no switchboard. And dialing from my cell phone, I was like, can I do this? Like, I think Scott Schnitzer is like, you have to master the mundane. And now that we have funnel, I mean, back in my day, walking to walking to school uphill both ways, but like dialing from my cell phone, I mean, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can do this. And Martina's like, you'll get to the A leads and it's going to be much better. I'm like, okay, okay. So I think for the first 6 weeks, yeah, I just dialed and dialed and dialed and did the bonus leads. And yeah, it wasn't fun. Thought about quitting um multiple times. And
mm,
then I switched to the A leads. I looked back at my notes like 6 weeks in,
okay.
the MIAs, and then I went digital. Um, that was like a whole thing. I started with this other dialer, Ninja, and Switchboard just seemed so overwhelming to me. But actually, my husband helped me get set up on that. And then I got into Switchboard and I did the digital leads, I think starting in May. So about 5 months after I started, which was longer than you can do it now,
Mm,
but it was more basic then.
yeah.
Um, and I never looked back. I'm a digital girl. Those are the ones that I like. I tried like a few, I think I tried one other time, like maybe just in December to do the MIAs. And that lasted like 2 weeks. So
Okay.
I liked it. I'm a digital lead
Okay.
person. And right now I do 20 to 25 digital leads a week.
Okay. Okay. We're going to talk about some of that here too, about because and you were you were you like I know you've been on a lot of the top leaderboards for digital leads, like from corporate. I've seen your name on those
I
a few
have been,
times.
and I've been trying, I don't want to confuse people, stick with the lighthouse leads, but I've also been dipping my toe into the Razor Ridge leads. So not to, so you can't see my numbers. Yeah.
Check with your upline before you dive into Razor Edge leads.
Yeah.
They're a higher
They're very
lead.
pricey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell me what it was like for you, Jenny, when you were dialing those bonus leads during those early weeks. Like, what did you learn by dialing bonus leads? Because sometimes people can think, oh, I'm just gonna jump into one of the A leads or something like that. Like, what did you learn through dialing bonus leads early on that you it may have been harder to learn or more expensive to learn on by starting with a top lead, but what did you learn through dialing those
Oh
bonus
yeah,
leads?
definitely. I mean, I failed forward. I can't tell you how many
I remember you
times. I
said
mean, I
that.
think if I could have went, like if I went back now, so many of those leads I would have closed that I had no idea how to like close then, right? So I think the bonus leads are perfect for learning. Like I think I made it to 90% on bonus leads. I definitely
Awesome.
had my first, because I did my first 85 in February. So I at least was at 85. I got to,
Hmm.
that before I switched over. And I didn't switch over fully because those MIA leads were so expensive. So I still did bonus and MIAs until I switched over to digital.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I basically got to 95%, a lot on the bonus leads.
Okay. So
So
that
yeah,
can be
I
done. That
definitely
can
do
be
the
done.
bonus leads. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the bonus
absolutely.
leads.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes it takes, it does take sometimes a little bit longer. I mean, you did it sounds like pretty quick because again, you are very intentional. You're not afraid to work. But at the same time, one of the things I noticed that you talked about on the Wayland call was just about you're someone who if you know you want to go, like you guys are big skiers, I think, and hikers and things like that, right? But like if you know you want to go away for a couple of days, you're not afraid to spend all weekend working or just bust out whatever work you need to get done so that you can be gone for those 2 or 3 days type of thing. And I love just that mindset. You're really intentional with your mindset and what you're going to do so you can maybe take off a couple of days.
Yeah, I know when we spoke, so I'll talk on this because I know you sort of wanted me to hit on it. I am a work hard, play hard sort of person. When I started, I had a collegiate swimmer in Rhode Island, and my other daughter, I had one in college, and then my other daughter was a junior in high school. And I'm a total sports mom. Like, and I'm not missing any sports. We love the sports. Our girls were good at them. And so when I started here, and I had a trip planned. My dad took us like to Germany. I had all these, I was like too busy to work. I was like, I can't do all this, but we needed money. I had my back against the wall and I'm sort of an impatient fixer also. But I had all these things that I needed to do. And I had some people in my life saying, why don't you get a job selling wine? You're really good at that. You could get a corporate job doing that. I'm like, no, I don't want a boss. I like have these things I need to do in my personal life that I don't want to give up.
Mm.
And so I am a work hard, play hard person. And so in the beginning, I will tell you, I was looking on LinkedIn for other jobs
Mm.
because for me, I think the hardest part was like just the mundane of dialing and like sucking at it. And I remember Jacob said to me, he's like, what's hard? And I actually couldn't answer it
Mm.
really. Like the hard part was more just the mental of being humbled, getting hung up on, like just all those things. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, so I mean, I wrote a lot of lists every time I wanted to quit. And really what came back to me is that this is an uncapped, so, uncapped money number
Mhm.
one. And number two, that if I did want to fly across the country, that I didn't have to get permission to have time off, you know?
Mhm.
So those things really kept me
Mm,
grounded.
mm.
And I also had, so Morgan is the lady that joined me. I think she was the first person that joined me. And she was from Traveling Vineyard, but we didn't really know, we knew of each other, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And she had made a post, I think, on LinkedIn saying she was devastated. She had lost her business. So the direct sales business had shut down.
Got it.
The last
Yep.
day of December. And I had gotten
Wow.
licensed in December. So that was I was a little ahead, a step ahead. A lot of people were devastated. I knew I saw the writing on the wall,
Mm.
but, was my point. So I completely lost my train of thought.
Morgan
But
was
when
your
she
first
came,
hire. You talk
yeah.
about
And
Morgan
so
being your first
this is
hire.
another reason, she was like 3 or 4 months behind me. She became my running buddy, I would say, at the end of her first year. She's a single mom. She was working like 4 jobs. So she couldn't go into this as hard as I was able to go into it. And now, I mean, her numbers are probably better than mine at this point. Um, so, but like having somebody that I had hired, like you're not going to quit on them either. You might quit on yourself, but you're not going to quit on them. So, getting somebody on your team right away is a great way to
Yeah.
keep you grounded.
Yeah, and
So
to keep you here. You know what I mean? Like we've got a lot of people on this call right now. I can't imagine at this point if I just said, "Hey, I'm out." Like I don't think I'd be able to show my face to any of the people on this call like ever
yeah,
again.
well, that would be bad.
It would be
So
bad.
yeah, I mean, that kept me also grounded and I couldn't think of anything better where I would have. And when I say time freedom, I don't mean like, yes, I'm working hard, but
Yeah.
I can do it around my own schedule. Like we're picking up our daughter from college next week on a Wednesday, Thursday, so I know I'll work on the weekend, but
Mhm. Tell me about I made a note, I think it was on my other thing about like deciding. Like it sounds to me like you are someone who decides and then you just you make it happen. Can you talk a little bit about that? Just like, you're saying we're picking up our daughter, on Wednesday and a Thursday. So I'm going to work. I know I'm going to work in the weekend. How we can say we're going to decide. How do you actually decide and decide to follow through and do it? I don't know.
I
Like,
don't know. I mean, if you say you're gonna, I mean, I guess if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna try to do it. So yeah, I guess it's like, what do they say? Be your own worst boss and your own best employee.
mm, mm,
you know and I mean, I think that's a struggle for a lot of people, is the getting out of the W-2 mindset and being your own boss.
mm,
The business owner's mindset is like
mm.
really important. you know
Yeah.
like if my numbers are not where they're going to be, I'm going to invest in more leads. Like I know I'm going to make that money back. And so yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I did make those lists quite often of, what else could I do? And I just kept coming back to, this is the best. This is the
Yeah.
best place. So it probably took me like a year and I kept borrowing the belief,
Yes. Yeah.
borrowing the belief. Um, I still, though, I look at people, I'm like, how are they doing that? And you gotta, it's like the mundane. You gotta master the mundane. You gotta do the activity. That's the only thing you have like real control over, is your activity.
Mhm.
So, um, I think I just decided. And finally, now I'm not looking at other jobs.
I was
So
just going to ask, are you
I'm
are
not
you
looking at other jobs anymore.
you're not making lists anymore of other jobs? You're not doing that
No,
anymore?
I'm not. It
Because
took
you've
me a good year
decided.
though.
You've
Yeah.
decided. You've decided. What do you feel like has made like what are some of the decisions you feel like you've made either in life or in business that are contributing, or have contributed to the success so far and is just continuing to grow you and contribute to your success here. So what are some of the decisions? Like what are some of your maybe like non-negotiables or something, things like that?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, Symmetry is so good at this, helping you build a schedule. That's one of the 8 things you posted, is having a schedule. So, I get up and work out every morning. I don't know. I think my non-negotiables is just that I'm going to do the things that I don't want to miss in my personal life, and then I'm going to make up for it, you know, on other things.
You're
So,
going to
on
do the things you want to do in your personal life, and you're going to make up for it by like making sure that you make a schedule with work that's going to allow you to hit the goals that you want to hit for yourself, whether those are production or producing or whatever. You're going to
right.
make sure you do that.
Yeah. And it's also like giving yourself some grace because so when I first started, I knew I wanted to team build, right? And we talked
Mhm.
about this.
Yeah.
And I started investing in cold market like probably my 5th month in the business. And it didn't go well. And we really needed money. And so then I stopped intentionally doing cold market recruiting because it was just taking up so much of my time and it wasn't paying off. And I know it needs to take more time. So then my second year, I did sort of put the blinders on and just started producing because we needed money. And so I did put the blinders on and started doing that. And then in September, and my Martina kept saying to me, like, you have numbers. I would hit like AO, like just randomly, like 1 month, and she'd be like, "Are you going for it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to stay in your lane, I guess is my point. You got to know what your own goals are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yes. I'm like, no, I'm not going for AO because I'm making money at this exact moment. I know it's the future money, what there's like the now money, the wow money with resets, and then, future legacy money. But the things
Mm-hmm.
I had going, I had 2 kids graduating. As I said, my daughter was a collegiate swimmer. I needed the money to be able to do all those things. And I just didn't have the time to do the team building, even though I had a team. I was very like fortunate. I think my funnel's ringing. Sorry.
We
I
can't
was
hear
very
it.
fortunate because I had Morgan join 3 months into the business. And then about 9 months in, she brought on another traveling vineyard person. So we had some people. So I was still doing the team building. I just couldn't like intentionally do that. So I put that on hold for a little bit
Yeah.
and then came back in September, cold market recruiting. My husband started interviewing, had a little bit more of a plan. And then,
Mhm.
and then we got agency owner.
Love it.
So it's
I
like you
love.
got to decide when you're going to go for something. And I backed away for a minute because I was just like, these personal things are more important and
Mhm.
I need money today.
Yeah. I mean, how cool is it too that we are part of a business where you can decide to put those blinders on and were you investing it when you needed money, were you investing in 10 leads a week or were you investing in the 20, 25, maybe
Yeah, I
even
mean,
more
that's when
leads
I
a week?
started doing 20 leads. Well, I had started a little bit earlier, 20 leads a week, all of 2025. And I think about towards maybe the third quarter, fourth quarter, I started doing 25 leads a week because I needed more money. The more you invest, once you get a little bit of a skill set down, the more you invest, the more you're going to make.
Hmm. Hmm. That's so great. Clearly, I mean, you've done just an incredible job again with your numbers. So impressive.
Thank
Um,
you.
I want to ask you too. I don't know if I put this on here to talk about, but again, your issue rate is really, really high. And that's super commendable because there's a lot of people who could write a lot of business, but if it's not getting issued, then definitely we are not profitable. How are you how are you getting such a high issue rate? I mean, you've probably honed your skills in underwriting, but are you focusing on certain products? Like, do you write just a couple of different, or like carriers that you stick with? But like, how do you have such a high issue rate? It's not
Well,
luck. It's
I
not
didn't know
luck.
I didn't know I had a high risk issue rate. So I didn't actually realize that was
It's a
I didn't realize that.
That's huge. That's huge.
So
So
I don't
what do you
know.
do? What do you do? How do you, when it's time to underwrite, what is your process?
So I
What do you
use
use?
um, the big
Massive
spreadsheet. You guys
spreadsheet?
have that?
Yep,
The
we got
guy,
that. Yep.
Okay, that's always my first place to go
Okay.
is is the spreadsheet. And then I pretty much decide which carrier I'm going to use based off of that spreadsheet. But then I'll go to Navigator if I'm going to do term. And if it's a whole life, then I'll just go to the one that I'm going to go to. But yeah, so I do have certain carriers. So for whole life, I tend to do Mutual of Omaha.
Hmm.
And then if or Americo, depending. Mutual of Omaha or Americo. And if I can't get them approved there, then I go to Transamerica Final Express.
Okay. Okay.
So those are like my go-tos. Yeah. So I always know, like, I mean, I had a lady, and they're weird sometimes. Like, you just never know who's going to accept them. I got graded with Mutual of Omaha and graded with Transamerica last week, and then America got Eagle One. So
Yeah.
between those three, those are sort of my whole life. And then, with the company, they just did that digital. I've been trying to make myself like LGA or Banner,
Yeah. Yeah.
Banner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a great, great product. But
Yeah.
I
It's
get
a,
tripped up a lot. I mean, I've lost a lot of people too. I just keep going. I just don't get emotional about
mm,
it. I've lost a lot of people with Banner that get approved and then they don't sign the final thing.
hmm we're going to talk about in a minute about your superpower. And so save any of that stuff here in a
Okay.
minute because I love that talk a little bit. Um, but you just kind of like keyed into it a little bit. So you gave a little preview. So we're gonna pause on that because I love that part. But so yeah, just what Jenny is talking about, if you're not aware of sfgquotes.com and then go scroll down a little bit. Once you get to that landing page, you'll find the underwriting cheat sheet. And that's a great place to start for some of the quoting that you're going to do. And then, like she said, follow up with Navigator or call carriers, things like that. So, getting your issue rate high above 70% at a minimum is really going to make you more profitable. And then when you start building a team and your team is doing the same thing, that profitability just builds. So that
Yeah.
is so great. Go ahead.
And just to add to that, like the teacher and me, I was so overwhelmed when I first started with all the different carriers,
Mhm.
trying to find the best product, the cheapest product, and, ask your mentor what they use to write. And then use that same company because they'll be able to answer your questions a little bit
Mhm.
better. But try to choose just two companies
Yeah.
that you're going to write with. It will make your life so much easier. Even today, every once in a while, I'll have to go to Foresters or I'll have to use a different company because of the underwriting, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I call the carriers all the time, for underwriting still. And it's nerve-wracking to do a new, even, for me, it's nerve-wracking to do an application that you're not familiar with.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
try to stick, but you just have to fail forward. You
Yep.
know more than the person on the other end,
Mm.
usually.
So true. So true.
So try to stick to the same companies. It's going to make it a lot easier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I want to talk about your superpower because this was really cool. Because I feel like when you said this was your superpower, I feel like it might be mine too. So thank you. I think you helped uncover my
Mm.
superpower. And I'm sure you have more superpowers than what you're about to share. But um, tell me what you shared on the Wayland call, if you can remember about your superpower. You said I am blah, and then you said I think it's my superpower.
Yeah, and it's funny because I kept hearing Sarah Reinecke talk about people's superpowers. I'm like, what's my superpower? I don't think I have a superpower. I like to have fun. There's my superpower. No, so what I decided, and my husband's on this call, he might disagree, but I'm talking business wise. Um, Actually, I'm like this pretty much in life too, but like just emotional stability when it comes to the business, you know. And I think it comes from I wasn't born yesterday, right? Like I've been around a little while. Um, I have three kids, and I've had some health issues myself in the past, and I don't now, thank God. And so just when it comes to the business, I think I'm pretty emotionally stable. Like this business is a roller coaster, like a serious roller coaster. They say like don't get too high and don't get too low.
Mhm.
You can have the best day and the next day wake up to chargebacks. Like you cannot allow that to be emotional. That's just part of the business.
Mhm.
And team building too, you can't want it for more than you can't want it more for somebody else than they want it for themselves. Like
Mhm.
I don't know, it's money, and I know money is important. It's how we feed ourselves and pay for kids to go to school and, get to the swim meets and all the things. But it's just, yeah, you cannot be, that's my advice, is really figure out a way not to, you got to learn to ride that emotional roller coaster or not let it be an
Yeah.
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it's so true. I've often said just over the years that I've been in this business now for 9 years, which is just crazy, but it always was kind of this mystery to me where it was like it never made sense where I would go like 20 appointments and not write a single application. Like, how could I have 20 meetings and not write a single app? I'm not even joking, you guys. Sometimes it's been more than that. But then the next week, I could write 10,000 or 12,000 in the week. That also didn't make sense to me. Like, neither one made sense. Where you could go all this time and not write an app, but also turns around on a dime and you write, you know, 10 apps in a week. It's like neither one made any sense to me. But for me too, Kevin has always just said, I've just always kind of just done the same thing. And again, it just, you just keep doing it and keep the emotion out of all of it. It is I think it is a superpower. I really, really do. So I think it's important. So it sounds like you've mastered that well. And, one of the things you said too is, it's not my health. It's not my family. It's not my kids type of thing. It's like this business has its ups and downs. And if you can accept that, and just kind of roll with some of it and make sure we're asking for help, reaching out, like there could be something we need to change or tweak or whatever. But yeah, I think being emotionally stable is really important. So I love that. Um, all right. We talked about just kind of your investment in leads. Like you built a team. Tell me a little bit before we kind of get to our last little bit here. Building a team, it was important to you. You saw how it worked at your previous business. Why did you decide, just any last final thoughts on why you decided to build a team here?
Well, I mean, there's two reasons. One is the potential for the income, which does not happen at first, right? And then that is why I had to buckle down for last year and just like work on production, is because we needed some money and we needed it like today. Um, but it is like just emotionally so fulfilling
Mm,
to like see other people change their lives with this. And I did that a lot. I had an amazing team. Unfortunately, most of those people didn't come over here. It was a very different industry.
mm,
But yeah, just to see what it can do to change people's life. I mean, I keep saying Morgan because she's a single mom. She was working like four jobs. She's like almost has a doctorate, but she did not want to go back. She was a teacher too originally, and she did not want to go back to that.
mm.
Like she had that same why of like that time flexibility. And now this is she just became agency owner and
Yeah.
she doesn't have any of those other bazillion jobs she had, when she started here. And to see somebody do that is it's just amazing. And
Yeah.
Symmetry has the whole system. Like, I don't take credit for it. I just take credit for offering it to her.
Mm, mm. Like I wish I would have offered it to you. We're not going to go back
I
to the
wish I would
beginning
have
of our
started a
call.
few years
It's
ago, but
fine. It's fine. That's the thing too. It's like, my goodness, I look at, Kevin and I are 53, 54, and it's like, man, the opportunity that we still have before us is great. But like for some of you people on this call that are in your 20s and 30s, I'm like, oh, jealous, jealous, jealous. What you
yeah.
have in front of you, and just again, we can all get there, and we are all going to get there. So it's so fun. What is coming up? Like with the Kuzbek agency, like what are you excited about? I know you're going to be at AOA this week in like a couple of days. We're going to see you. Kept thinking next week, but no, we're going to be in Asheville at AOA. You're going to be there with Morgan. Some of us are going to be here, Colin, Kristen, Jeff, Kevin, and I. Like we're excited to see you, but like, what is next for the Kuzbek agency? Where are you guys going from here?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to see you all. Come say hi. I'm going to be there with Morgan and Martina Jedlicka. It's like one of those things. I remember I hear it all the time. It's like you're constantly learning and growing and feeling uncomfortable here.
Mm,
It's like because the floor keeps right, like the floor keeps getting low, keeps rising, and the ceiling is like infinite here.
mm,
So that's the other thing with like emotional stability is you got to be like you're always going to be growing and and trying to expand, right? And so I guess I'm scared, but like what I'm also excited about is, yeah, Chad just got licensed and we're trying to like figure out what that looks like for us. He's doing the interviews. I think like the role is he's going to be like an hiring onboarding manager. So
mhm.
I'm super excited for that. We've sort of just been flying by the seat of our pants and we're trying to put in like systems. I am not a very organized person. So I need that is not my superpower. I just like go. And so I leave a little bit of
Mm,
a mess in my wake sometimes. So I'm excited to like have some systems and just like more of a clear path. So I'm excited to bring him on. He is an engineer mind, so maybe that will help with our systems. I'm excited to get to 115. I hit it once. Like I didn't hit it. I hit the 1 month of it.
mhm,
Um, I don't think I'm going to hit it until I find some more people that are really dedicated to this. So
mm,
I'm excited for that,
mm.
to just keep growing. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to like find somebody else that this is going to change their life.
Mm,
It's a equal opportunity for everybody, but you do got to put the work in. So
yeah. I'm excited to find this opportunity for somebody else. That's a pretty fun way to think about this. I really love that. Well, there's lots and lots of people out there, you guys, that we can offer this opportunity for and to and see what they can make of it. So it's out there for everybody. When did you hit 110, Jenny? When you hit agency director? Jeff asked, do you remember?
that's a good question. No, I hit it the same month I hit agency owner.
Nice.
It's really fun when you find other people that are going for things at the same time you're going for things. It's sort of just aligned up. I had somebody going for key leader and team leader at the same time. So it was
That
like we
happened
were
to
all
Jeff
running.
Lipson. He was like bang, bam, bam, like hitting everything all at the same time. So it's fun. That is fun.
Yeah, it's
Well,
crazy. It was a crazy time too because it was November, December, January. All my kids were coming home. It was a little crazy, but I didn't miss anything. I kept going.
you decided. You put your family first where you needed to, and then you decided and it worked out, And so, and had you not hit it, you probably would have hit it shortly after because again, you decided. So fun to have you on today, Jenny. What an honor. And just congratulations to the success on the success that you've had up to this point. And I believe we will see you at the top of this company. And so it's gonna be fun. So congratulations to you, and welcome to Chad as your new business partner. I know he's your partner in life, and you guys have been business partners forever, but new business partners in this venture. So we wish you lots of
Well,
success, and this agency is cheering you on.
thank you so much. Thank you for having me on your call. I feel really, honored and what you've accomplished is just, amazing.
Thank you.
So
Thanks.
congratulations to you too.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Jenny. Well, we'll see you in a couple of days. And everyone else, you guys have a great week. And let's hop into our Mac room and we'll see you there.
Yep. See you there.
Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye. Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much.
You're welcome, Jenny.